Stop the show! Stop the show! Stop the
Shut the fuck up!
Exactly right.
Someone in there! People are fucking dying. I'm gonna save somebody's life.
We had at least eight confirmed fatalities tonight. 8 confirmed fatalities, and we had scores of individuals that were injured here in this event.
Panic at the Astroworld festival with 50,000 people led to the death of 8 people. 17 people were rushed to the hospital and 11 of them suffered cardiac arrest. So this was at the time of my research, but now it has been stated that 17 people in fact suffered from cardiac arrest, and the youngest victim being just 10 years old. So this was the case, and as Travis Scott came on the stage, the crowd actually went wild and they started rushing towards the center of the stage, or towards the front part of the stage, to catch a glimpse of the star. It caused a havoc and people started suffocating and people couldn't breathe properly. So this was the actual case which happened, and victims and witness who were at the concert, they claimed that the security officials or the medical staff were not that helpful and the medical equipment was seriously inadequate for 50,000 people. So this is the case of Astroworld chaos, which happened on 5th and 6th of November. But what exactly happened? Why weren't the 360 police officials and the 240 security guards, which were supposed to help people, they could not help people? Let's open the case. So who is Travis Scott and what is Astroworld? So if you're like me, if you haven't followed Travis Scott's music, you might be a little lost. So I'm just gonna give you a quick catch-up. So Travis Scott is a rapper, producer, singer from Houston, Texas, and he's prominently known for his Astroworld album, which was released in 2018. And the festival is actually named after his album, and it was founded in 2018. The 2020 festival was cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but the 2021 show was held in Houston, which is the rapper's hometown. And the creative title of this festival was Open Your Eyes to a Whole New World, like looking at the other side. And the festival also paid to a charity called Cactus Jack Foundation. This foundation helps youth access education. And the lineup of the 2-day event was actually SZA, Tame Impala, 21 Savage, Wind and Fire, Bad Bunny, Young Thug, among many others. What exactly happened was that when the clock struck 9, Travis Scott was performing on the stage, and the crowd which were on the back started to go wild and they started rushing towards the front of the stage to catch a glimpse of the star. So the people who were in the front actually suffered a lot because they couldn't come out of it, because they were actually in the start, and they couldn't breathe properly because they were getting crushed by people. And as a result, there was no escape, and many people started alerting the show members by shouting to stop the show, but it did not actually help, because I believe of the loud music you can't really hear what's happening. And the people started screaming for security guard. People started talking about people, and there were a lot of people who witnessed other people blacking out or just having seizures. This happened for a couple of times, and I believe that the help actually arrived quite late, because due to the music and everything was going on, and a lot of people, the staff did not actually know that there was certain situation like that happening. But after it got out of hand, I believe someone who just got out of the crowd must have told the people, and as a result the paramedics started rushing in and getting the people who are actually suffering from seizure, or who just blacked out, or who are actually dehydrated.
Stop the show! Stop the show! Stop the show! Stop the show!
So as a result, the paramedics came, they took people on stretcher, and they took people on the mini ambulances which were carried out to the show. And there is actually a video which is circulating just now, which shows that, like, during the opening, the very first, when the gates were opened before the festival, the fans actually created a huge stampede near the security gate, and people were still getting crushed. And there was this girl who was terribly injured in that she couldn't come out. Only there was one person who helped her come out. So I guess this video was a warning sign of what is going to happen next, and this was a warning sign to not only Travis Scott but the production team who was managing the entire festival, to know that there is so many people and it has a history of going wild. So you need to be on your toes, which did not happen. So Travis Scott actually wrote on Twitter, he gave his statement, and he basically summed it up. He just said that he's devastated and he's going to help the investigations and police to conduct whatever research and whatever investigation they need, but nothing more concrete other than a quick Apple Notes apology video. So I believe, there's a big question over here. Who is to blame? I have literally sat down on Twitter and went through threads of people blaming either Travis Scott or either the production company will manage to make this happen, or the people. There are a lot of sides to this, but let's understand exactly what's the scenario and what led to this. So the witness at the concert have claimed that the organization was underprepared for a concert of 50,000 people, and the victims have also claimed that the crowd and the staff was kind of reluctant to help the. So witness at the concert have claimed that the organization or the production team which helped manage this entire Astroworld festival was seriously underprepared for a crowd of 50,000 people, and many witnesses also claimed that the staff which was supposed to help could not help, were actually reluctant to help the crowd. And there are a lot of people who are actually criticizing Travis Scott for not stopping the show when he saw someone passing out or when he saw many ambulances in the crowd. But many fans of his are claiming that during the 75-minute live, he actually stopped a couple of times when he saw people getting blacked out and he saw people getting away from ambulances. People online are claiming that the organization which actually managed this entire Astroworld festival might get sued alongside Travis Scott, but I couldn't find any concrete reports on that. The only reports which I find of Travis Scott getting sued is of the plagiarism case which happened. And it is important to mention that such cases is not new in Travis Scott concerts, because I remember that he had made a tweet before his Astroworld tickets went out, or maybe after the tickets went out, that he is still taking people in who actually want to come. So this is a huge issue where that your the stadium or the crowd where you're gonna hold the concert is filled. Why do you need to get more people inside and cause a havoc? Which exactly happened. Instances where he has encouraged his crowd on Instagram or Twitter to go wild at his concert and ignore the security guard and whatever the guidelines are for a proper concert to happen. And there was also this incident 2017 where a fan actually sued Travis Scott because he was pushed off the balcony, due to which he fell down and he actually suffered permanent paralysis and multiple surgeries because of that, and not to mention the mental and emotional toll the incident has on him. And I have compiled a list of Twitter links which I have gone through yesterday, and I want to talk about those. So the first one being a couple of screenshots of news which mentioned about the Ariana Grande festival or Ariana Grande concert which had a terrorist attack. And in those news headlines, you can clearly see that the news is very biased. They are outrightly claiming to blame Ariana Grande for the terrorist attack which happened. And one of the headlines by Allure says that Ariana Grande's revealing outfit are why the Manchester concert was bombed. I did not expect this from Allure, but yeah, I think we should give the same energy to Travis Scott, because this is not the first time his concerts have gone wild. And there is this Reddit thread by a person called Maxomo32, and they are a trained medic and they were attending this festival and they were giving CPR to the girl, and they talked about how the paramedics who were at the festival were seriously underprepared and they were shocked. They did not know what exactly to do and what exactly were the steps. And they also claimed that many of the things which are necessary for a CPR or a medical assistance was actually not there with the paramedics which were there. So I think this is a good example of how underprepared the show was. There was a video which was going viral which showed that two fans actually climbed up on the mini ambulance which was carrying a person who was passed out and needed medical assistance, and were dancing on that mini ambulance. And this went viral, and somehow people found the person who did that and they tagged him and they obviously accused him and called him out, and they actually did not have any remorse. I have seen the screenshots and they are actually calling it cancel culture when it's not even needed here. And afterwards, when I went and checked their Instagram account, it was obviously deactivated due to the backlash they received. But what kind of a human being you have to be when there is medical assistance needed for some person who might be probably dying and you're literally standing on the top of the ambulance and dancing? What kind of a rage this is? You can be rageous or you can go wild and be considerate of people around you. Two videos. One video of a girl who actually got on the top of the crane, which was supposed to be the place where cameraman actually stands and shoots the entire place thing. So she actually got on top of the place and she alerted the cameraman to actually, use his walkie-talkie and alert the other people in the production team and raise the alert that there are people actually dying, or maybe try to pan the camera towards the crowd and try to create awareness about what is exactly happening so that people can see it and people can raise awareness. But the person who was actually there, the cameraman, was actually shooing them away. He was not listening to anything. She made multiple pleas, but he was just like shooing them away. He did not want to hear what they were saying. And another gentleman also joined them and also was talking to people about how there was dead bodies. He saw them and how the concert needs to be stopped, but the cameraman still did not listen. And I believe that this is cameraman's fault. I know that the cameraman is not supposed to know anything about security, but I believe that every cameraman has a walkie-talkie which is connected to the main crew on the show, and through which they can communicate about the functionality of the camera and stuff like that. So he at least would have used that or listened to it, other than shooing them away, which was fans of Travis Scott are actually saying that he couldn't see exactly what was happening because there was so many crowd. But there is one video which I watched. It was an Apple Live of the show, and it was from the point of view of Travis Scott. It was shot from the stage, and from the stage itself you can see like a mini van is actually stuck in between the crowd, and Travis Scott should have stopped right then and there and asked the crowd to actually make way for the ambulance. And I have read so many accounts of people who have actually attended death metal concerts, and they said that the management of the death metal concert was far better than this, because here it was absolutely chaos. And some fans have even claimed that even at the death metal concerts, if one person is injured or gets hurt, the responsible singer actually stops the show until the person is safely secured and until the entire situation is better. And there is even people who are claiming that Travis Scott should have stopped the concert at when he saw the first person fainting, or at least stopped it for a couple of times and then started after the entire scene was okay. But he did not. That is the reason why a lot of people actually are blaming him for all the things which is happening. And also, not to mention, the reports of his past incident of creating riot at a concert is also going viral. So I believe that this is my 2 cents, is that this also goes on Travis Scott and this production team, because Travis Scott is the singer. He has a mic over here and he has 50,000 people who actually listen to his music. So if he could just make a quick announcement and if he could just control the crowd would have actually listened to him, because they are his fans after all. And the production team, or the team which organized the entire show, was seriously underprepared when in terms of security officials and paramedics and the medical equipment which needed. And the crowd is also to blame over here, because many people in the crowds were just bad elements of society and they just created havoc and made things worse for people who are actually helping other people. And I'm going to talk about my experiences when attending concerts. So I usually don't like attending concerts because of this reason, because I was very keen on attending concerts because of Instagram stories and a lot of Instagram posts. But once I got into concert, I realized how terrible it is, because first you have to stand in a queue for hours in hot sun and you're sweating. Secondly, they don't allow you to bring your water bottle or anything to eat or drink inside, so you're just inside for the next 3 or 5 hours without a sip of water or without anything to eat. So naturally you will dehydrate, and a person like me dehydrates really fast. And the shops which they have near the concert, which they claim to provide drinks and food, actually sell out within a matter of minutes, because there are so many people in the concert. So this is the reason why you're just there without any food or without any drink. And thirdly, people in the front actually suffer a lot, because they just want to see the glimpse of the actor, but they are not able to see because they are jammed by security and the people pushing them from behind. And that is the reason why you should always stand behind. Like, don't care about seeing the artist, just enjoy the music. And in the end, I would say that if you are attending a concert, please be careful, and note to parents who are actually sending their kids to such concerts that do your research before sending your kids to such concert. So thank you.